Good morning, everybody. I was up checking the forecast and everything this morning. It does not look good. I've got conflicting reports here. I checked on one one app for the forecast, and I'm getting a few degrees different than what I'm getting when I look at another app. So I'm not sure what our weather's going to be. But according to this one app, it's not going to get much above freezing for several days. I wrote down what I got off of one app because I couldn't have them all up at one time. Get this. This one says our warmest day we're going to have for a week or more is today. It's going to get up to 64 degrees today, y'all. So that means it's going to be like spring-like weather today, but the wind is still blowing. It's blowed so hard during the night that it's blown my pilot light out on my water heater again. I have the biggest problem with that because the door to my water heater is on the outside of the house. And even though it closes, I lock it down and everything, it doesn't seal very well. Or it doesn't seal at all. I mean, it just closes. And if the wind is blowing very hard, there'll be enough of a gust of a wind that'll go through that little closet where my water heater is that it will blow my pilot light out. And it blew it out last night. But mine does have a safety feature on it that if it blows out, the gas will stop because it is a gas water heater. So I don't have to worry about being gassed to death in my house because it will automatically turn the gas off. So I went out there a few minutes ago and I've turned all the settings off. You have to leave it sit there for at least 10 minutes and then go back out, turn it on, and it's got an easy light because all you do is push a button and it's got a automatic lighter that will light the pilot. So it's not that difficult as long as it's working correctly to get it relit. It's just the inconvenience of when I was running water this morning, there's no hot water. So I know I got to go light the heater. But anyway, I can get that taken care of no problem. But what I'm worried about is what few plants I've got in my garden. First of all, if it gets down as cold for as many nights and days as the forecast is showing, it's not going to do a bit of good for me to cover any of my plants. Because, like I said, today it's going to be 64 degrees. You know how cold it's going to be tonight? 15. According to this one app, it's going to be 15 degrees. On this app that I'm looking at on my laptop that I brought up, it says it's going to be 32 degrees. Well, if it says it's going to be 32 degrees, my plants don't have anything to worry about. Because a lot of times when it says it's going to be 32, it may hit 33 and not get down to freezing. And if it does, it'll only stay at freezing, freezing for just a short period, and then it'll start warming back up. And it doesn't affect my plants that much. But you know, I've got pepper plants, I've got tomatoes, stuff like that that cannot withstand the cold temperature. And I got something in my eye. So y'all have to forgive me. I mean, we expect to lose our pepper plants, our tomato plants and stuff like that. I'm not worried. My greens, you know, my kale, my Swiss chard, all of that should be fine because they're good to below freezing. I mean, like -degrees temperatures. So I'm not worried about the greens. The collards as well. As long as your collards are rooted really well, they'll survive -degree weather, no problem. They're cold weather plants. They thrive in the cold. So, but you know, I put 2 of my tree collards when I first got them in the greenhouse I think it was last winter. Evidently, one of my tree collards was not rooted very well because it died. It froze and it died. The other one survived. I was able to get cuttings off of it. I've got 9 out there right now. If they're rooted well, but you know, because I did break some off to re-root them in other 5-gallon buckets out there in that circle, which leaves me 9 tree collards. If they survive, they'll be great. I mean, the weather's not going to hurt them. If they're rooted very well, if they're rooted very good like the first one, I don't think it'll have any problem. The second one's not going to have any problem. But the rest of them that I broke off and stuck down this summer, or the end of the summer, I'm not sure if they are rooted well enough to survive the cold weather. And in that case, it's not going to help to cover them up. If they haven't got down enough roots, they're not going to survive the temperature we've got coming up. Regardless of whether you cover them up or not, they're going to freeze, they'll die. So I'm hoping that those last tree collards that I put in the ground to root in those buckets have rooted well enough that they'll survive. And I may even break off a piece, wrap it, you know, in some wet paper towels, put it in the refrigerator and keep it till the weather warms up, just in case, you know, because like I said, even if I tried to move them all in the greenhouse, if they're not rooted well, they're going to die. They'll freeze and die. They got to have really good established roots, and then they'll be okay. They'll withstand this 15 and 11 degree temperatures we got coming up. But like I said, it's supposed to be 64 today. Guess what? It's going to drop down to 15 degrees tonight. This app says it's only going to be 32 tonight. So which one are you going to believe? Split the difference? So I've learned, you know, it depends on the app you look at. And both of them say Granbury. They give you totally different readings. This app that I looked up on my phone, Sunday, it's only going to get to 23 degrees as a high. Sunday night, it's going to be 15 degrees. This other app over here says it's going to be 43 degrees Sunday, 24 Sunday night. Again, which one are you going to believe? This one says Monday, 26 degrees with a low of 11 Monday night. This app over here says 34 during the day, 31 at night, Monday. So there's a little bit of difference there, about 20, not much during the day. There's about 10 or 15 degree difference. At night, there's about 15 degree difference. So I don't know, which one are you going to believe? If it's the one on this laptop, it will give my plants a better chance, my collards. So I don't know. Tuesday night on this app, it says 30 degrees for the high during the day, 15 Tuesday night. This one says 46 during the day for Wednesday, 33 Wednesday night. Thursday, 57 degrees, 22 Thursday night. Friday, 43 degrees for a high, 17 Friday night. Now the app over here to show you the big difference. Tuesday night, Tuesday, 34 for a high, 22 Tuesday night. Wednesday, 34 degrees. Wednesday night, 22. Thursday, 37 during the day, 31 at night. Friday, 38 degrees, 27 Friday night. Saturday, 30 degrees for a high. 17 Saturday night. Sunday, 31 degrees for a high. 20 degrees Sunday night. Monday, 41 degrees. 31 Monday night. So you see the big difference in the forecast? So I don't know which app to even halfway believe. Both are telling you such different things. But I know it's going to be warmer today. It's already about 35 or 40 degrees. And it's only just barely 9 o'clock. So, yeah, go figure that. The wind is 16 miles per hour, humidity 78 degrees, air quality 24%. That's why I keep constantly wearing a mask. If I'm not eating or drinking, or, if I don't have to do anything with my mouth, I got it covered. So yeah, none of the plants in my yard isn't going to do any good to cover them up. Not with these temperatures that are coming. If you've got a well-heated greenhouse, no problem. If you've got your plants in buckets and totes, if you can, move them in that greenhouse. They'll be fine. Mine is not a well-heated greenhouse. It's just a plastic cover. And even though I had the heat light in there last winter, it didn't help. It got so cold it didn't even help that they were in a covered area. So, and like I said, most of what I've got in my yard this year that survived so far, to survive the heat, it's not cold tolerant. Tomatoes do not live in the freezing cold temperatures. It doesn't matter if you do cover them up. You got to have them in a well-heated greenhouse or indoors to save them. So I'm not worried about them. I can plant more. My peppers the same way. I'll plant more. Okra the same way. I'll plant more. And like I said, everything else is basically a perennial. My flowers will come back up. Rose bushes survive through the winter. It doesn't matter. You don't have to deal with them. Kale, Swiss chard, all that thrive in the cold temperatures, so they should be fine. And if not, I'll replant. But I've got too much going on out there to try to cover everything this year. It's just impossible. And like I said, what I've got out there right now is not going to help at all to cover it. Because if we get the temperatures they say we're going to get, everything's going to freeze. There's nothing you can do. Just plant more in the spring. So I just wanted to tell you that. And I got to heat my coffee up. It's got cold. Yeah, that wind is howling out there today. It's terrible. I said I may try to cover up a few of those collards that are small, but like I said, I don't think it'll help. As cold as it's going to get, for as many nights as it's going to be below freezing, at 17, 20 degrees, it's not going to help to cover them up. If their roots are well established, they got really good strong roots on them, they'll be fine. So, I don't know what the weather's like in your neck of the woods. I've got that one foot-long noodle bean plant, you know, that survived and it tried to grow up the trestle. I don't know if it would do any good to cover it or not. Usually those type of beans will survive in the colder temperatures. I'm not sure about 15 and 11 degrees, because like I said, it's going to drop down below freezing tonight, and according to this forecast, it's not going to get above freezing until Wednesday. So with 3-4 nights of below freezing temperatures and below freezing temperatures during the day, I don't think it's going to do any good to cover anything up. Like I said, the cold tolerant plants will be fine. You don't have to cover them. But what will be, and like I said, you know, they'll die off like they normally do. I'll replant. Come mid-March, I'm going to start replanting my garden. I may try to start some seeds in the greenhouse. I don't know. Like I said, it's not heated, so, and I don't have grow lights out there. I mean, it'll get plenty of sun during the day, but I don't have grow lights or heating pads and all that stuff to keep the little pots warm to get them to germinate. So I don't know how well it's going to be to try to start them early in the greenhouse. I might try a few. I would really like to have some early pepper plants and tomato plants to put in the, my pots and totes, but like I said, I'll have to wait and see. I might try a few and see what happens. I just don't know. But y'all have you some morning coffee here. Whoa, I got it hot. I got it tongue burning hot. Little buddy's come in. He's got his breakfast. Well, he was inside. He's been in there all night because it got pretty cold last night. The wind was howling and he didn't want to be out there, and I don't blame him. So he stayed in the house. He ate breakfast and then he wanted out. And, it'll be a beautiful day today, 64 degrees. So he'll probably stay out most of the day, in and out like he always does. And these colder days that's coming up, I don't know, he might spend the majority of the time indoors. And I don't blame him. I don't think I'd want to stay out there if it got down to 15 and 11 degrees either. But like I said, on this app, it says the lowest we're going to get coming up this weekend is 17 and 20. This one says 11 and 15. So I don't know which app to believe. I really don't. And there's really no rain. Now Tuesday, it shows we may get a little bit of rain Tuesday. But it's only going to be 34 during the day and 22 at night. So depending on whether it's day or night when it rains, we may get a little bit of snow. Because if it's 22 degrees and it starts raining, what's going to happen? It's going to snow. And let's see. And that's the only chance this coming week that we've got of rain is Tuesday. Well, that's Tuesday of next week, not this week. We've only got 14% chance of... No, it shows cloudy, but cloudy and sunny. It's Monday of next week that we got a chance of rain, but it's not going to be cold enough to snow or ice over. It's not even going to get below freezing day or night. And it says light showers, so we can handle that. So you might want to check your forecast in your area. Now it does show today about 5 p.m. through 7 o'clock this evening. We've got about a 44% chance of rain today. But that'll be around dinner time. But, you know, and it'll be 49 degrees, so we don't have to worry about ice or snow today, for sure. But I guess that's going to be the hot air of today of 64, hitting that colder air that's headed our way. If it gets down to 15 degrees. I just don't know which app to believe. I really don't. Let's see, today. It's just weird, y'all. Just weird. Really it is. And I could probably bring up even another app on this and it would tell me something different. And to plug it in, it's about dead. It's only got like 25%. Okay, according to this app, it's 36 degrees right now outside, and it's windy. Yes, and now this one says it's going to be 46 today, 31 tonight. So how did this other app get 64 degrees for today? I don't know. It's weird. 59 tomorrow, 17 tomorrow night. And by Monday, it's going to be 26 during the day and 12 at night. Tuesday, 28 during the day and 14 at night. It's not going to get above freezing until Wednesday. Which that's what this app says, so. I don't know. I just know it's going to be cold. Regardless of whether it's 20 degrees or 15 degrees, it's going to be cold. just weird, y'all. How you get on different apps and they give you different temperatures. Oh. And see, I was on that phone app and it was 36 degrees currently. On this app on my computer it shows 39 degrees. So that's 3 degrees difference right there. Which I know it's not much, but sometimes 2 or 3 degrees can make the difference between freezing and not, right? But have a cup of coffee with me. We can stay warm and talk about it. I wanted to do a garden video today, but it's so windy out there, I don't even want to walk around the yard. I'm just hoping when I light my water heater, the Pilot, that it stays lit. The way the wind's blowing, I'm not sure it will. I may have to light the water heater, let the water heat up, take a shower, wash my dirty dishes before it blows out again. I mean, that wind is terrible. I mean, it's been windy like this for about a week now. It's really getting my allergies, I tell you. Keeps all the stuff stirred up in the air that you're breathing. And I got all of the prizes basically wrapped up last night. Or got them in envelopes to mail off today. I've just got to get them to the post office, I guess. See what kind of time we got on there, 28. Well, I've been on here long enough. I just wanted to get on here and talk to you about the weather, about the plants. I mean, there's very little that I can cover up in my yard that's going to do any good at all right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, we'll replant in the spring. And the way that one foot-long bean plant is growing up that trellis, there's no way I can really cover that. I'd have to cover the whole entire V-shape or teepee-shaped plant. I mean, the whole area, you know, and it would have to go all over the top and everywhere, which would be impossible. So I'm not going to worry with it. I hope it survives. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. Enjoyed chatting with you this morning with my coffee. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll see you on my next one. Bye now.